All right, social media may have shut down for a bit yesterday, but Netflix stayed online. Good news for the millions of people devouring the hit show Squid Game.
Didn't include us quite yet, but we'll see. Netflix CEO Ted Sarandos says the 9-episode Korean thriller could become the streaming service's biggest non-English language show in the world. So what exactly is it, and why is it so popular? Joining us now is NBC News youth and internet culture reporter Callan Rosenblatt. Callan, good morning. All right, we just watched the trailer, so we have a little bit of a taste of what this is about. It looks freaky, so for people who don't know, explain what it's about and how it got so popular.
So Squid Game follows a group of adults who are indebted and desperate and find themselves in a competition where they have to play children's games in order to win a large amount of money. Now, the catch is if they lose, they die. So the stakes are very high and people are flocking to this show. It is unlike anything anyone has ever seen before. And the reason that it is so popular is it's so rare that we see like a unique property today that doesn't have a built-in fan base, that isn't based on a book or a movie or a comic book. And to see the aesthetics of this, it's so unique looking. Everything about it is drawing people in, and it's a big word of mouth show. Memes are being created, people are talking about it online, and it appeals to every demographic. So it's kind of the perfect storm for this to be one of the biggest Netflix shows ever.
In short, not a cooking show about making calamari. Is what I assumed at first, and it is not at all about that. All right, so let's talk about some of the pushback the show has gotten. One viral thread on Twitter says, if you don't understand Korean, you didn't really watch the same show. Translation was so bad. So how common is this reaction? Tell us more about it.
Well, there's some people who agree with that thread and some people who say it's overblown. There's one scene in particular that people are pointing to, and I promise this isn't a spoiler, but there's a line that essentially says, you know, I'm not a genius, but I can figure things out. And the translation is closer to, I didn't go to school, but I'm very street smart. And so people are saying, you know, for that character, you're missing context in that particular translation. However, a lot of people have said, you know, translating as an art, it's not going to be a one-for-one perfect translation. And it does get the point across. You're not going to miss any major plot points because of the subtitles or the dubbing.
Thanks for the promise of no spoilers, because we did promise that at the top of the show. So that's great. And I don't want any because I do want to watch it. Something else that I think is so interesting is Squid Game's, hard for me to say, creator reportedly wrote the show like a decade ago or so, but was rejected by a number of studios. Tell us about this moment for him and other foreign filmmakers. Do you think more platforms will invest in this diverse type of content going forward, especially with this popularity?
Yeah, so I spoke to Julia Alexander, who's an analyst for Parrot Analytics, and she studies this kind of thing. And she said that she would be shocked if we're not seeing more K-dramas coming to the United States, and that's Korean dramas. You know, K-pop is huge in the United States. Parasite, which is a Korean film, won Best Picture at the Oscars. Korean media has already been enormous in the United States. And so if we don't see more K-dramas, we'd be really surprised. And we expect that Netflix, Hulu, other streaming services will begin investing in these properties as well.
Oh, Parasite was so good. Yeah. All right. Callan, thank you so much. That's a fun one.